What's going on, man? It's Critical Redemption bringing you a game review of Uncharted: The Thieves' End. Now, this is how you end a franchise. Such a masterpiece here. 15 years after his disappearance, Nate's long-lost brother Sam shows back up into his younger sibling's life with a burden on his shoulders. How would you feel if your long-lost brother came back after so many years and needed a favor from you? I don't know how I would feel, honestly. After being assumed dead and left in prison, Sam comes to a Nate after breaking out with the help of a big-time drug lord who wants him to find a lost treasure of legendary pirate Henry Avery in exchange for his freedom and his life. So in order to help save his brother, Nate comes up with a alibi to explain his absence to his wife Elena, who he's married to and he's been married to, as he heads out with Sam in search of the pirate treasure while another mercenary group is hot on their trail. So this is one of those games where you're gonna feel pulled in right away and you're gonna be very used to the combat and the gameplay if you've played the previous game. So let's get into this game review and let you guys know what I think of this amazing game and how to end this franchise. This is one game you do not want to miss. Everything about this game is superb, and let's get more into it. Like I said, the realistic storytelling, the graphics, everything. So, A Thieves' End, the review starts now. So right when you get into this game, you know Sam's presence is one of the greatest indicators of how far Nate has come since the days of El Dorado. Nate's had 15 years to grow since his brother's presumed death, but Sam has been locked up in prison cell for the majority of that time, which kind of sucks, but also leaving him with the same hunger for adventure and riches, often as the risk of others. It's interesting to see Nate play the more level-headed advisor role to his brother's ambition, recklessness, and distrust of others. I think that's really something they really did well. Also, Nate has moments where the hunt draws him in, but it still manages to feel the weight of his responsibilities in ways that are unpresented for his character. So, like, Nate's growth is plain to see as Uncharted 4 paints a far different picture of the series' protagonist. The now retired treasure hunter is older now, more mature, and also working at a monstrous day job and spending his nights arguing with his wife about mundane house chores. It's simple little things, but Sam's reappearance throws a wrench into Nate's life in more ways than one could even imagine, and this is where Naughty Dog puts it at its best. Uncharted's character as their most raw and human, which I really liked. What's here is the honest and conclusion of the story. So, between the set pieces of gunfire, Naughty Dog also delivers the most personal look at Uncharted's cast yet, and the weight of the story bleeds into the tone of the gaming. So you'll be riding a Jeep, you'll be beating henchmen up, you'll be shooting your way through story and bleed your way through action adventure sequences. There's still those action adventure sequences which are really fun. The gunplay in favor of a wider variety in the moment-to-moment, hand-to-hand combat. Also, the Uncharted 4's level open upscale is breathtaking, with branching paths and more corners to search. It's not the size of something open world, but these wide areas made me feel like Uncharted 4 brings in such what's the word I'm looking for? Such an expertise to what this game brings you. So Uncharted 4 brings in vehicles this time, such as a Jeep and a motorboat, which helps you navigate through large areas and handle well enough to keep the sections that utilize from the being a chore. So you won't have to get from one place to a place, running from place to place. You'll be able to ride the Jeep or in the motorboat and get to your location. So Nate has more ways to travel around these environments. Everything is explored. Uncharted 4's gorgeous world. There's large portions of Uncharted 4 also resolve in stealth, where Nate and his brother also have to have stealth and make sure they sneak their way through all these levels and obstacles and also kill their way through these guys that are trying to go after them for the treasure. Nate can now use parts of the environment like tall grass and other vegetation areas to stay hidden from foes, which is awesome, and keep bodies out of sight. And these strategies feel more visible thanks to changes to Uncharted 4 AI. Like Before Uncharted 4, one enemy spotting Nate would alert a surrounding area to a location, but now, being spotted briefly no longer undergoes all attempts to remain hidden, which is a really good thing, as your opponent now requires more than a glance to reach a state of hostility. So, though investigate areas where they see movement but staying out of sight also gives you the chance to mark enemies across great distances, shoot them, also keeping track of hostile movement and letting you maintain control of the battlefield, which is a lot of fun. Also, stealth isn't only the thing that's been drastically improved. Gunplay feels smoother than ever, which is really good, with Naughty Dog honing and aiming movement into something with weight. I personally love this. It feels less sluggish, and it feels that the addition of an auto-aim lock-on feature also helps with quicker snapping to enemies while firing, but you could turn that off at any time depending on your performance. These improvements, however, coupled with the constantly top-notch close quarter combat, which is a lot of fun, beating the hell out of thugs, also comes together to make Uncharted 4 combat the best, most well-rounded in the series since the last 3 games. Also, you'll be working with your brother. He's an AI, and he actually helps you, like not other like AIs in past games where they kind of like just do their own thing, but he also helps you take down a couple guys. Uncharted 4 also adds new abilities that make teamwork more impressive than before, with magical mysticals and temporary sidekick characters, bringing in a new layer of strategy, which is really cool. There's so many things to say about this game, but I want to cover the main things. Those are the main things that they've improved on. Also, there's a kind of like a lasso rope now. Instead of jumping from one rock to another, you could use your rope from swinging to area and then taking down guys at the same time, which is really something brute and something I really enjoyed within the character progression. So that's it for the game. Wow, the graphics in this game are amazing, and they're so well done, guys. I mean, the graphics are so beautiful. Everything looks so realistic. The mountain backgrounds, the jungle, the rocks, every little detail, even on Nathan Drake's face and his brother Sam. You can see the little follicles of hairs on their faces. It's so well done. Naughty Dog has done such a tremendous job with the graphics. Every little thing is detailed. I was like in awe, just staring at the background while I was just standing there as Nathan, not even moving him for a second, looking at the vivid detail of the grassy area, the plants, the trees, the mountains. Everything is so beautiful. My God, this is probably the best PlayStation 4 game I've seen with the graphics. Uncharted 4 is an open up scale, and it's so beautiful. Like I don't know how many times I'll say this, but everything is just, it brings you in. I mean, compared to Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, there is a huge improvement in the graphics section. Also, the environments, the tall grass, the vegetation areas is so well done. The water looks real well. The environments are amazing to travel in. There's more tools at his disposal. Also, the addition of grappling hook changed the way approach traveling and open new ways to explore Uncharted's 4 gorgeous world. I mean, the same could be said of a metal spike used in rock climbing, which requires some precision, and though to help you climb sheer cliff faces, adding another dimension to the much improved graphics. I mean, wow, I just can't say any more about the graphics. So with everything I've said about this game, I mean, Uncharted 4 makes a point to add new things to the formula, which is really good, and it's clear that care was taken to ensure that everything came before has been refined, which is fantastic. Naughty Dog, I give you thumbs up for that. And that extends to the game's competitive multiplayer. Multiplayer is fun, but it's not something I really look forward to in these big adventure games. I look forward to the campaign. There are 4 multiplayer modes at launch: Team Deathmatch, Uncharted 4's equivalent of Capture the Flag called Plunder, and also the Capture Territories mode, Command and Rank Team Match, and Deathmatch. So that's something for multiplayer fans out there, not for myself. While these modes are mostly mindless fun, Uncharted 4 adds new abilities that make teamwork more imperative, and also before with magical, mystical sidekick characters, which is a good thing. Also, finally, I'd like to say that it's probably a fact that these characters will make you very emotional, and that's not saying anything bad. Did I have any problems with this game? I didn't run into one single problem. I enjoyed every single minute of it. I did not want the game to end. I thought it was something breathtaking. It felt like a movie. It felt like I was in a movie, and also that's underly saying much about the game. Uncharted 4 design, it takes great strides to outclass its previous entries because it knows there won't be another chance. And to end this game the way it did, from the opening moments to the credits rolling, Uncharted 4 is built from the ground up to close the curtain on the series, which is the most well-rounded, personal, and fine-tuned entry. Oh, this game, I can't even say how amazing it is, Knights. Seriously, with its new polished mechanics, unrevealed technical prowess, human story, and thrilling action, you're going to be pulled in right away. Do I recommend you buy this game? Hell yes. Do not even hesitate for a moment. Go pick this game up if you're an Uncharted fan, or if you haven't even played the Uncharted games, definitely go pick this up. Nothing is Uncharted 4 unless the top tier. And saying goodbye to a franchise, Uncharted soars to its highest heights and bids farewell to an icon with a final befitting of the history that preceded with it. So I give this game a perfect, solid 10 out of 10. It's a phenomenal game, and I highly recommend you guys pick it up. It's a PlayStation 4 exclusive, and I had such a privilege to play it. Thank you to Naughty Dog for sending me a copy of it and making me review it. I had such a wonderful time. Thank you so much, Naughty Dog. I really appreciate for the review copy. 10 out of 10, phenomenal job with this game. I will replay the series again because that's how much I love this series. Critical Redemption, again, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Take care, and most of all, don't forget, happy gaming.